We're going live in three, two, and one. Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is your boy, Razbora. We got the Fresh Baked Goods, and we have our guest, the one and only, the sauciest of the muffins. This side, Mr. Saucy Muffin, our guest today. Woo! It's the guy. So just quick housekeeping again. Welcome to the stream. If it's your first time, this is the RazCast, where each week we have a guest from our community come in and talk about different things, from content creation to new games that are being developed to, of course, our main game, Hell Let Loose. So we have my co-host here, Fresh Baked Goods. Definitely check them out. And then we also have, again, our guest of the day, Mr. Saucy Muffin. So, immediate. Oh, is it? This freaking guy. Perfect. It's how you get people. That's the way. Well, welcome in, dude. We're super excited to have you. I know. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, let me make sure. Hang on. Test your mics real quick. Make sure it works.
Am I good? You
Yeah,
got us?
yeah. Okay, I'm an idiot. I had you muted. But you're not muted anymore. There you go.
Saucy's just there talking to himself.
Just sitting here.
Oh.
We're gonna have Saucy in for an interview and just mute him the entire time.
It's out of my view, so I totally didn't see it. But Saucy Muffin here, Fresh Baked Goods. They are on Twitch, on YouTube, so go ahead and send them some love. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, Saucy Muffin, who are you?
I am SaucyMuffin. I don't know. That's a tricky question.
Don't get
just a guy that streams, man.
Don't have an existential crisis over.
I know.
Yeah.
He's like, dear God.
No, I'm just a guy that likes playing games and streaming. Played games since as long as I could freaking remember. I grew up with Atari 2600. That was my father's, and we had Nintendo, and just gamed all my life. I've always been into it. It's been the way I connect with people, the easiest and best way. Some of my most fondest memories are growing up with games. So that's it. Just a guy gaming.
Heck yeah.
What was the first hardest game you remember? Like, I know for me, I always have PTSD when I think about like Super Empire Strikes Back on the Super Nintendo. I never beat that game. I tried so many times, and I'll never forget that I never beat it.
I don't have it with me because I actually just lent it to a friend to see if he could fix it, but it would be on the Game Gears of Sonic. It wasn't Sonic Spinball. It was one of the Sonic games on the Game Gear. I could always get to, I think, the end of the second level, and it just seemed like there was an impossible jump you had to make, and I could never do it, and that was the hardest game.
I feel like I need to go back as an adult and like kick all these games' asses that fucked me up as a kid.
Oh yeah, Game Gear. Man, I had all the consoles growing up, except I didn't have a Dreamcast. I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Yeah, we had a 2600 was the first console that I remember having. And then we had the Nintendo, the original Nintendo. We had Sega Genesis after that, N64, PlayStation, and I had all the Xboxes.
Did you keep any of those old consoles at all?
My brother has them.
Good.
The Game Gear I have.
Yeah, I kept all of mine, dude. I have a closet going back to I kept them all going back to the original Nintendo, like the NES.
Yeah, I think my brother has all that stuff.
Dude, my parents threw all that shit away.
Oh no, you're kidding me, man.
Dude, I had, so when I was a kid, so I'm a little younger than you guys, but like I'm not by much.
What was the first console? What was the first console?
My first console was the Super Nintendo. So I was like,
that's not that bad.
But
that's
like
90s.
I had it like maybe 6 months, and then I got like the N64. So the N64 is the one I really remember. But
what color controller did you have?
For the Nintendo 64, it was all green. The whole thing was the green.
I had the see-through purple one.
Yeah,
those are the
badass controller.
Yeah, but yeah, so I had that one, and that was like my main first console I had, and I also remember Pokemon. Like I had all the Pokemon. I had like the original Game Boys. I was like obsessed with Pokemon, and I remember one of my really good friends. He's like, "I'm over Pokemon. I'm giving it all away," and he had this giant tub of just every Pokemon card you could have ever imagined. Like, Jesus. And I'm talking like first edition like Charizards, like
I had a first
everything,
edition
bro.
Charizard.
I regret
Everything.
not holding on to that shit. I can't
My-
believe Pokemon cards came.
My
cool
brother
again.
sold all of my Pokemon
My mom
cards
gave it all
for
away.
Yeah, I gave
All of
I
it.
gave mine
Yeah.
away like once I hit teens. I was like, I can't have this.
I
I'm never
can't
gonna get
believe
laid.
this.
So it's like I gave it all away, and then here we are as an adult. People are fucking losing their
Yeah,
minds
what is it,
over 'em.
$15,000 for a
Yeah,
Charizard now
are
or
you
something
kidding me?
ridiculous?
I
For an
every
original
time.
one?
I can't believe it.
Nah.
Dude, Pokemon
Whatever.
on Game Boy was sick though. Like as a kid, I remember that was elementary school times for me. And you had the little cord you could plug the two Game Boys together, and you could like battle
Do,
and trade and shit.
do you
Yeah.
remember
So
like
like we settle shit after
before?
school with that.
Do you remember before the Game Boy Advance how like it didn't have a backlight and the Game
Yeah,
Boys
it had an attachment.
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah,
so
you should see
many.
the old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that.
The Game Boys were huge. You had like
Yeah, I remember that.
20 Frankenstein pieces.
Yeah,
Raz, that was
God.
gaming for us.
Yeah, that was a
Dude.
normal
gaming
Game
for us. You had a
Boy.
magnifying glass
Jesus
and you had
Christ.
like,
If
these book lights
If you
and
wanted
stuff.
to play at night in like the car ride home, you had to like play like every time you go under a street light, like for like 10 seconds,
Oh
like
my
as your parents were driving.
God.
And I remember I thought we were badass with that Game Gear, but you had to walk around with like an entire battery store in your back pocket with how many fast that thing ate through 6 AA
Yeah, dude.
batteries.
That
Yeah.
is insane. That was so funny. I can't remember. I can't believe this. Yeah, but I remember that was like one of the first like multiplayer games I guess I ever played. Technically, was Pokemon. Like always
I
trading to
remember-
get that Gengar. Dude, Gengar was homie.
I remember,
Golem.
I think the best team I had was like a team of nothing but Jigglypuffs.
Dear
And
God.
they just kicked ass.
Ballers, fuck.
Level 100s. I remember,
But I remember-
like I glitched the shit out of my game. Like
Oh, yeah?
I completed it. I got
Oh,
all
my
like
brother did
most of my
that.
Pokemon to 100,
Yeah.
and then I glitched it through like a Game Shark when
You
I
got the
first
thing.
discovered. Well, actually, you know what? So I did Missingno originally.
Yeah, my brother did that on his
Fucked me.
red copy of red.
Absolutely
yeah, he did
destroyed
Missing
me.
Yeah,
Now.
fuck you.
Yeah.
I had a
destroyed
buddy
my
figure
whole
out how to get me
profile.
Mew, so I did have Mew on my blue card.
Oh my
That was
God.
pretty badass.
Pokemon back in the day was the go-to. That was like again like one of my first games.
My
But-
first FPS game that I can remember is the original Duke, or not Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
jeez.
good
Not
one.
Duke Nukem. I'm sorry, not Duke Nukem.
Doom?
Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh, Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Wolfenstein. I don't know why I said Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
I
playing,
remember
like-
playing that, but I couldn't stand that game really.
Doom on like floppy disks and shit. That was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
God,
man,
I
that's-
remember the first like PC FPS I got really addicted to. I can't remember. I think it was one of the Unreal tournaments. It might have been Counter Strike 1.6 before. I can't remember what came first, but they're both around the same time.
Mine was
I was
Delta
fucking
Force.
addicted. Delta Force, those games were rad. I never did multiplayer.
My
on them.
brother, my father, and I, we somehow, I was very lucky to grow up with a tech ed teacher who was into electronics and computers and stuff like that. So we had 3 computers. My brother had a computer, my dad had a computer, and I had one. And then he wanted to figure out how to hook up like a home LAN network.
Mhm.
So he did that, and then we were burning copies of Delta Force, so we'd have to pass the disc around that would work, and then we'd launch the game, and we'd all play
Jesus.
Delta Force with each other
That's
over
awesome.
LAN.
I
and just
forgot
remember
you
doing
could
that
rip games on the CDs back
Dude,
in the
I-
day.
way back when, man.
I regret not getting into the LAN scene. I never landed until like college when I had roommates and we would just get fucking rip shit out of our minds and play like Scouts Knives and Counter Strike or like CS Zombies and stuff. That was like glorious. That made me regret not ever getting into LAN like growing up because it was
I
so
didn't get
fucking fun.
I didn't get real into online PC gaming until I actually had a decent connection at college, and I used to play. The first big game was Red Orchestra.
Yeah.
When I played multiplayer online. Other than that, like I did like Mech Commander every once in a blue moon over fucking dial up, but
Well, I played Total Annihilation growing up.
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
I've Total Annihilation.
Multiplayer. Like I never did RTS multiplayer, but for some
we
reason
did
that
that
one as a
over
kid was
LAN.
fucking fun. That game was great multiplayer. It was so easy to like make custom maps and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying the internet cafe area back in the day. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember when I
Mhm.
first got DSL. Jesus, my life was changed.
I
Oh,
had dial
yeah.
up the whole way until I went to
I
college.
was late. Yeah, I was late for the
Really?
party on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, my
Yeah, my
family
parents
never
didn't.
got it.
Yeah, they didn't want to upgrade to DSL or anything like that. And I mean, the internet for them was just hop on, check emails, do whatever.
I remember downloading the first Call of Duty demo, and it took me like hours, and it was like just a fucking few megabytes, dude.
I remember sneaking on. I remember sneaking online after my parents had gone to bed and taking my fucking pillows in with me from my bedroom into the computer room and just trying to like suffocate the computer while dialing into the internet because that fucking modem was so loud.
So loud.
Dude, my
I just
dad
want to
and
get
I,
online and play something.
he helped me build my first PC back in like 2002. And oh my god, that was like before the PCs like were common to have, the side plate with the plexi or the glass. And so I remember we painted the whole thing like this like candy apple blue. And we took a saw and like sawed a hole in the side and like put plexiglass, mounted a freaking LED fan in there. And like the LED fan was not like you have LED fans now. It was like a couple lights that would like flash a little bit. It was so janky, but dude, that PC was like, oh my god, I played everything on there.
Yeah, you never forget it. Now you
Yeah,
gotta upgrade your PC like every 2 years, otherwise you're
I
fucked.
I
This is my
know.
first PC I ever built. Was this one?
I still have yet to really build one. I've always done pre-built, but now that I've gotten, I for a while I wasn't really into PC gaming. I was console only up until I probably 4 years ago. Really,
I was
like
console only until
yeah,
2020.
yeah.
Yeah, I was console for quite a
Yeah.
long time.
It got so easy. There wasn't really
Yeah,
anything
you
that
just
was
go out
Yeah.
like,
buy a
yeah.
console and there's a gajillion games you can
Yeah,
buy. You don't
and there
have
was
to
nothing
install anything.
crazy on PC. Like before Steam, it was like PC gaming was kind of like it's okay. I mean, but console's so much easier. And Steam came out, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh fuck, look at this world of games you can get.
Yeah. Um So, Saucy, you're most known for your server with Hella Loose, I would say. Obviously, also with your Twitch stream, and some folks were just saying in chat too, like, "Oh man, I didn't realize I was playing on Saucy's server until like I saw his stream," and like they're putting
It's
the
hilarious whenever I connect to the server and I hear, "Are you Saucy Muffin? Are you the Saucy Muffin?" I'm
so
like, yeah,
like
I
I
am.
know. So with Hella Loose, like obviously it's kind of a mil sim I would say it's like more of an entry level mil sim. I know you've been playing personally, right? Like Arma 3 and stuff for forever. Like in the topic of games, what were some of like the first games that kind of led you to get interested into Hella Loose?
Uh, Geez, it definitely would be Red Orchestra would be the first one that. Actually, no. It's gonna go way back to Medal of Honor. I don't know what it is about fucking white males growing up. At some point in time, they get interested in World War II. At
Yep.
some point, just
Yeah.
it's in the genetics. I don't
You
know what
do
it
it as
is.
a kid. It comes in phases. You do it as a kid when you're
Yes.
younger. Then when you get to an adult,
So
I feel like we're in phase 2 right now in our 30s. And like when we
yeah,
get like
when we actually
retired,
have money.
there's gonna be like the final phase. Like
But
God.
that's what it was.
that's
I
when you go to
remember.
like Europe after you're retired and go to all
You
this.
know what it is. I think for our age, it's growing up with stories from our grandfathers or
Yeah, yeah.
having friends who had grandfathers that were in the war. So you hear all those stories and you just kind of naturally get interested in it that way.
We
But
got the good
I remember
media too.
playing.
Like we all like the
Oh
Band of
yeah,
Brothers, Saving Private Ryan and
yep,
stuff. Like we grew up in the golden age. Like not that stuff's
yeah.
not gonna happen again.
But it was Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, and I had every single expansion for that. And I played the shit out of those. And then those kind of went away. I played the first Call of Duty, never really played a Call of Duty after that. Played a lot of that Delta Force and Delta Force 2, and then just played whatever else was around. And then, like I said, after my first stint in college, I started playing Red Orchestra and I got into the comp scene with Red Orchestra. And I mean, I played with a group of guys called Bob's Ninja Force, and our whole objective and everything that we did, and whenever we played a public match, was we would drop all of our ammo and all of our grenades, shoot all of the rounds that were in our rifles, attach bayonets, and just go at people with bayonets. And it was just that's what
Jesus.
we did. We had like a whole fucking playbook of all these different stupid moves that we would do. And then we had a forum post that we would post if we ever owned anybody in a game. Like remember the back in the day was oh you owned you.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we would
my
list that
god,
shit in there.
pwned or pwned?
Yeah, so we would list that
God.
stuff, and then from there I stopped playing. I wanted to get out of the comp scene, so I stopped doing that. And then I cannot remember for the life of me how I got into Arma 2, but I got into Arma 2 with a group of guys from England called Silent Warriors, and I played a shit ton of Arma 2 with. I used to joke around and call my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, that she was just she's an Arma wife. And she like somebody else. You have regular military wives. Like she's just you just sit there. You just kind of. I have to go off and do my service in Arma.
Oh God.
That
just
reminds me of
gotta
that video where it's like, "Where have you been?" And the guy like leaves the
leave
leaves
the
the.
computer room.
He's like, "I lost some good men back there."
I know.
The internet's out.
Do you ever like? I mean, well, Sauce, I guess your wife watches you play. Like, I go into my freaking office here every time we jam, and like a few hours later, I come out so sweaty. Like, I legitimately get sweaty in here. My wife will just like be like, "What the fuck, man?" Like,
Oh no, she hears me. I mean,
You don't know the
she's literally,
horrors
I
I've
can-
seen.
She's asleep on the couch right now, but I can
Oh,
literally
yeah.
look over and see her right now. Because this, again, I'm not sure of how many people know this, but I literally sit in my dining room to play with my computer right now,
Really?
which is why I'm building my basement. Yeah, this used to be a dry bar back behind me.
yeah.
It used to have a cabinet, a door on top, but yeah, look, I have like there's all kinds of stuff like it's plastic bags.
we need
and
a camera
stupid
turn.
crap
Does your
in there.
wife know like what you do? Like, so like, is she familiar with Hell Let Loose?
Oh yeah, she's played
She
Hell Let Loose.
watches.
Because my
She
wife
just
hears
watched the
us yell
stream.
all this shit about putting stuff up asses and like, like she has no idea. She just hears me yelling about a lot of butt
She's
stuff.
played Hell Let Loose a couple times. She doesn't really like it because she feels useless and all that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just hop in and have fun. That's all it is. But no, her and I used to play a lot of games together. We played all the Diablos together,
That's fun.
and then we played all of the Borderlands games together. We had a lot of fun with that. I remember we have 2 Xbox Ones specifically because we wanted to play Destiny together.
Oh,
then
there you go.
So we played Destiny together. I think that was our first wedding gift to ourselves. Was her Xbox and Destiny. Second copy of that. So
Nice.
she does game every once in a while. She has, I think, over 1,000 hours, over 2,000 hours in the new Animal Crossing right now.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
she will wake up and make sure she has time scheduled to do all of her Animal Crossing chores.
Does she have a PC that she can play on?
Oh
Separate?
yeah.
Have you guys
Yeah,
seen
so-
that new game called the Long Winter?
Mm-mm.
If she likes Animal Crossing, I just saw this on my recommended the other day, and it's basically like exactly Animal Crossing meets like Rust.
You want more chores? There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
She
so it's
used to
like
stream.
you go over,
She-
you shoot people, like it's crazy.
She used to stream a lot of what's the other one that people really like playing? It's like the kind of like
Oh, Stardew Valley.
yeah, she used to play a lot of Stardew
Yeah.
Valley. Used to stream that a lot. She hasn't streamed in like over 2 years or something like that, or a year and a half.
Mhm.
But yeah, she likes playing a lot of games. But going back to getting into Hell Let Loose, it was after I realized my computer couldn't keep up with Arma 3 and that the rest of the Silent Warriors guys were moving on to Arma 3. I decided to hang it up, and then I didn't get back onto a computer to play computer games until 2020 when I built this computer. And I ran into like 2 or 3 of the guys from Silent Warriors, and we were looking for a game to play.
What? Oh, nice.
And we hopped into Postscriptum on a free weekend, and we fucking hated it. We could not get into Postscriptum. I still can't get into that game.
I get that.
I like tanking. That's about it. If I could get into a tank, I'd be fine at Postscriptum. It's
I'm
great
right
for
there
that. But
with
the
you.
infantry, I cannot stand the infantry.
The
of that
infantry's
game.
good. It's just like sometimes when you're spawning so far, it can get frustrating because
It's a lot of
like,
downtime. It's more of a
drinking.
simulator than a game.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting into. I think I was the first one to buy Hell Let Loose because the guy that I was playing Postscriptum with had mentioned about Hell Let Loose because he was on the fence about between the 2 games, and I ended up just buying Hell Let Loose and fell
Yeah.
in love with it from there.
Man, so it's been what, coming on 3 years playing it?
Yeah,
now?
April 2020.
Dang, that's crazy. So with Hella Loose, you've obviously started this server. So what's backstory on the server that you started and you brought me and Fresh into the server here?
The backstory in the server is fucking Team Dix went to now MPA. Were putting my name on their server, and then they fucking closed their server down. And I was like, "Fuck this! I want my name on a server. I want to start us now." No, it was I used to play a lot with Team Dix, and then they switched to MPA, and then that whole community just kind of did what the whole community did. Those of you who know the backstory. This kind of split off. Outpost came from it, the OP, and then but they really did actually have a server they were putting all of their content creators' names on it. And I realized how quickly the server with my name on it would fill up. Like I would hop in at just one guy by myself, and then in 45 minutes it'd be full and maxed out with players again. And I would be in the middle of stream doing it just to hop in. Like, oh, it's got my name on. I got to play it, obviously.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can get some people interested, and let's see if we can get a server going. And let's get the other guys that I know that are they're big content creators. So I grabbed you guys, and it was the whole principle behind it was let's do something like what MPA was doing, but let's make sure the money's not an issue. Like I don't want to get into the backstory of Team Dix and all that stuff, but the whole idea was I want to make sure we're not paying for the server. I want to make sure that we offer an ability for the players to support the community, and then that money does not touch anybody's hands outside of, hey, I want to do a giveaway. Can we do like a couple Steam gift cards or something like that? Yeah, here, sure. Let's take it out of the server funds. Let's make sure that you can pay for your own giveaway. And you don't have to come out of your pocket with it. And that was really the idea behind it. Like, I want to start a community, and I want to be able to give stuff away to people and not really have it cost money to me or anybody else who wants to do it. It's like we're using the community funds that the community is building itself to keep building the community, kind of.
Yeah, I think the big thing that sold me on it was like, especially once MPA like OP formed, MPA was kind of like, you could all see the writing on the walls. Every time we go stream on or play on other servers, it felt like streamers always got targeted or called
Hmm.
out and shit. And it was just like, dude, I've never seen a game that is so unfriendly towards streamers in general and content creators. So I was like, fuck it, if we're gonna do this, we gotta create a place to grow the game and that we could be in control of. So that was that. There's no other place on Hell at Loose right
No.
now that if you're gonna stream is better than the server we operate.
And the funny thing is, too, that is how Team Dix found me. Was somebody was pissed off that I was streaming, and they did the admin ping back in Team Dix days, and they said
Mhm.
SaucyMuffin streaming, he doesn't have a map cover on, and then all of their admin guys came and they found my channel, and then they just started watching me, and that's how I actually got my start in streaming Hell at Loose. Was they found me because somebody complained about me streaming,
Yeah.
and then it's been growing from there.
Yeah. And for you guys that may just be new to the channel or do not know the channel, the server we're talking about is the server we manage. It's called Saucy Muffin's Beer House and Squid Cafe. So
It just turned 1 year old like last
Yeah,
weekend.
and I don't know who
yeah.
that Saucy Muffin guy is, but I hear he's pretty cool.
But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've spoken to a handful of streamers and content creators, and I mean, like usually it's the newer ones that'll stop in stream. I try to always like pay it forward and like hop in like new people's streams and stuff like that. And they'll be talking. Sometimes they'll just be like, man, yeah, like I just get shit on because like people are just saying I need to have a map overlay and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, man, F that. Just come to our server. And then there's
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
people on our
For real.
server that are just like, oh, so and so's sharing the map on stream, and it's like, what? Do you realize what you joined? Like,
No
do you
one reads
realize?
the rules.
No one.
yeah.
No
Nobody
one.
reads the rules. It's literally the first thing when you join.
And then they
Yeah.
go on Reddit and they bitch about it, and then we have a
Yeah.
laugh in the admin channels.
I
It's
know.
like the
Yeah.
server was made for streamers to stream on. So if you don't
Yeah,
want
for real.
to be on
We're
it,
doing
don't be
we're
on it.
doing the
Someplace
community
else.
service. Now you don't have to bitch about it anywhere else.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
What's
you,
your
you still join as a bitch anyway.
I
yeah?
know. Well,
What's
they,
your
they see
thought
how good they see how good the
process?
games are. Now they get addicted.
Yeah,
Dude, the
you can
games
call
are
it.
close.
It's
Yeah.
nicknamed the Sweat Server. Yeah, that's what we always
Yeah.
call it. It's the Sweat
Yeah,
Server.
yeah.
It
And
is pretty
we go to
sweaty.
other servers to take a vacation from our own servers and how
Yeah.
hard it is to play sometimes.
Yeah. What's your opinion on the map overlays? Since we're kind of on the topic.
I don't know. I mean, I don't run them. I think it's a great way. But the big reason why I stopped using it was it's a great way of learning how to play. Whenever you can pull up in your map and as an experienced player and you're streaming, anytime you can pull up in the map and kind of show real briefly what your squad is doing, what you're planning on doing, or what your team's doing or not doing, even, it's great to just be able to reference the map that quickly and then just be like, hey, this is what's going on, guys. We don't have any garrisons down in this sector. This is why we're running into so many enemies down here. We're getting our asses stomped down this side because we have no spawns. And you can point to it on the map. People are like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see what's going on there. I mean,
I
I'm
think
not gonna ever say that stream sniping doesn't exist. It does, but a experienced player is far more dangerous than a stream sniper in Hell at
Yeah,
Loose, I
we
think.
could talk about how predictable Hell it loses all
Yeah,
freaking day.
that's
Yeah.
what I do on Mondays. Every Monday, whenever a match starts on my admin streams, I always
Yeah.
bring up in the map and I say, look, allies are going to put their first garrison here, and Germans are going to put their first garrison here.
Yeah.
And then nine times out of 10, I'm right.
It cracks
Yeah.
me up when people all of a sudden start blaming the streamer too. It's like, okay, you think if all of a sudden the streamer leaves the server that you're going to start winning the game all of a sudden? Like,
Yeah.
It's like
99% of the time has nothing to do with it.
it's like
It's just an
90% of the time
excuse.
you're winning, and then like the 1 second you're losing, and it's like I'll be on stream too, and I'll call it out. I'll be like, "Oh, look, no one's building any back garrisons.
No one's
We're
defending.
gonna
No
go
one's
ahead and
building any
lose it."
garrisons.
And then it's like a surprise every time. It's like, "Oh, they took all our garrisons." Like, no, they took our garrisons 15 minutes ago, and you never put them back.
Like,
But I
my
was playing,
dude, we've been building
Yeah.
garrisons in the same spot for 3 years now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Literally.
playing with I think I was playing with Aerith the other day as Recon, and I was showing the stream the map, and I was like, all right guys, look, we're gonna play the backline. I was kind of teaching some people that were new from TikTok like how to play Recon. I was like, we're gonna focus the backlines and we're gonna take all their back garrisons out. And I went over and I was like, it's gonna be here, 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 and here. And I
Whose
walk
stream
over.
did you get that information on?
Exactly. And I walk over and I was like, oh, there's a supply box. So within 50 meters, there's 100% of garrison. Turn around, garrison there. Oh, look,
Yep.
another supply box. Definitely right here. Like, same thing every time. And people are
That's-
so confused every time.
It's
That's
ridiculous,
exactly
man.
what it is. It's
like the
people
truck.
don't realize how easy it is.
It's
They
the truck
keep-
coming down Purple Heart Lane every match.
Oh my
Still
God.
getting
Every
it
time.
Every time.
Every time.
And it's like hell. I mean, Hell Loose is so predictable.
It's like
Every aspect.
it's like a hive mind almost.
Yeah.
It's like you put a garrison down and people just will spawn there and blitzkrieg the point with no consideration of like tactical,
Oh, yeah,
like
it's
move around.
ridiculous.
No, it's like that is my
Just follow the
objective.
ant trail.
I'm going right to
Yeah.
it every time. But yeah, it's just so silly. I think I really think that the map cover honestly does way more
nothing.
good if it's not on there. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you teach people.
There's no point. There's no point in having a map cover. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. We do it every match. You know, it's like how often do we get in a tank and I'm telling you, okay, the enemy tank, that first medium's going to be right here, and 9 times out of 10 it comes rolling on in.
Every single time.
Yeah, it's-
every
it's-
single time.
It's funny
Um,
how you get all these low level players just assume that somehow these guys that are like level 300 and up don't know this information or don't have this,
I
this
think
information and stuff. I
at
mean, I'm
this-
close to 3,000 hours. I'm gonna
Yeah.
know where you're building shit.
At this
here's
point, I consider the stream sniping claims like a growing pain. Like I feel like
Oh,
when
yeah,
players
easily.
like go through it, then all of a sudden they start learning. They're like, oh well,
yeah,
maybe
that's
it wasn't.
exactly it. And it's like
Yeah.
I put the garrison in such a good spot. It's like if the garrison is near the line, it's not a good spot. Like
No,
Nope.
yeah.
it's just they will always be found. Always.
yeah.
Busca said here that Mono was playing a few days ago. He built 4 garrisons around the Scar. He was telling people to fall back for like 5 times, and when they lost the point, they blamed him because he was streaming. Every
Yeah,
time.
So that
Every
sounds
time.
about right.
Every
Yeah,
time.
it's, I
Um,
mean, I've been there.
I saw a post on Reddit too. I wish I had saved it. Yo, Red, thank you so much for the Party of 7 raid. Welcome in, guys. If you guys are just joining, sorry, we're doing our RazCast. We do it once a week, every Saturday. We're going ahead and interviewing Mr. SaucyMuffin. He runs our server here for the SaucyMuffin Beer House and Squid Cafe. We also have my co-host here, Mr. FreshBakedGoods. So go ahead and
Hello.
send them some love. But what was I saying? We had I was going somewhere. I was talking about garrisons. I totally forgot. Oh, Reddit. So on Reddit, someone was like, "Oh, this is the best garrison setup I've ever seen." And the garrison setup, I will say, it was a Remagen. So Remagen, you have to be mindful of the other end of the other end of like the shoreline, right?
Yeah.
They had 8 garrisons. Okay. Every garrison was set along the front line
Yeah.
on the beach the entire way.
You're kidding
And they
me.
had 1 garrison on the point. They're like, this is the best garrison setup I've ever seen. And I'm like, what are you talking about? like no attacking garrisons, no garrisons in the losing sector. That's where people like forget. They're just like, oh, this is such a great idea because I'm just not playing the objective at all. Like, doesn't
I
make
know.
sense.
That's a lot of people don't understand too. On defense, like if you are defending, that is sometimes where some of the heaviest firefights come in when you're just in the back, making sure your point doesn't get swamped by enemies. Like that's where your fighting is,
Yeah, exactly.
and everybody
people
wants
just
to be the
forget.
front guy, seeing that bar go up. That's the problem. And I
Well,
still like whenever you're playing it, and you still hear every once in a while, "Well, we're going to cap faster than if you get more bodies in." I
Yeah,
love
I
hearing
know.
that. We're going to cap faster.
Oh my
stuff.
god.
The myths of Hell at Loose crack me up. Like
Yeah.
what was the tank one? If you turn the
Yeah.
engine off, it
Yeah, I
repairs
still tell
faster.
people that.
Oh, was that
That's fucking
Angelo?
hilarious,
Right.
dude. That is fucking hilarious if people still think
I
that.
still tell people that shit, man. It's the greatest stuff.
I
Yeah.
remember, like, I
And you
believe.
run faster with your knife out too. That's another
Oh,
good
Oh
one.
yeah,
always.
it's just common sense.
The commander counts as like 5 cap weight
Oh
or something like that. I
yeah,
remember that one.
yeah. More
The
cap
one
weight.
that is true is you definitely have a smaller silhouette peeking left than you do peeking right in game. That's definitely a true one though.
Oh, what was another
If
one?
you lean to the left.
That's so strange.
If you have more manpower, you get more spawns off or something. Or like I remember hearing that. Like if you have more manpower, you spawn faster or something.
We need to just do like a Mythbusters of all
I
these
don't even care.
myths.
No one's gonna
It's
watch
just
No, we
it.
should just do a full myth video and just push it out as truth.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
I spent like 3
We'll
days
do it for
making a
April.
whole
Do
ga-
it for April Fools.
No one wants to know anything about Hell Loose. They just want to assume everything, and it's just the way it goes now. I'm
That'd be
so
so
beaten
funny.
down on the inside and dead on the inside with Hell Loose. I just accept it all. When people tell
Well,
me things on chat, I'm like, sure, man, whatever.
what do we think, like, in the long run, right? With Team 17 obviously taking over, like, how would you think it would be best that they go over some sort of tutorial to like teach new players?
Honestly, I'm not sure if the tutorial is going to do it. I think people are just going to get into the game and just start playing. I don't
It
think.
has to, yeah, it has to be mandatory if they're gonna do
Yeah.
it. It has to be like squad. I mean, I don't play a squad that much, but how to do the tutorial. It's a very good tutorial, so it'd have to be something like
is,
that, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, because I'll be
But I don't
honest,
know. I
like,
think it's.
I always skip the tutorial every time, and then I'm like, this is
Yeah.
fucking bullshit. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have that really nice readable one that's in the game, but yeah,
Yeah, but
nobody wants
fuck
to
books.
sit there and read that. I will say, definitely check it out.
Facts.
If you haven't checked that out, whoever did the artistry in that is fucking awesome.
Isn't
It
Danny?
was the
What's his
official
name?
guy.
Danny?
Yeah, the guy who does all the official art and
Yeah.
stuff. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
very, very good and well written. But yeah, it's people don't want to read. And I don't think they're ever going to see a tutorial for the game. I mean, we have how many people have done videos of how to?
Yeah.
In the
I
game.
think if they do make a playable one, I mean, I wonder if they ever upgrade to Unreal 5. I wonder if maybe because the whole thing now was like they can't do it because it'll release too much inside information. But I'm like, maybe if they do an engine change, that'll allow them to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works. I don't know. I'm so fucking illiterate when it comes to goddamn computer stuff. I don't know. I just I look at this machine. And I'm
Record.
like,
That's
here
it.
I am. I'm seeing my face on the internet now. I'm like, I don't know how any of this works.
Yeah, I feel like a way they could do it is just simply make like a official tutorial video, and like just have it linked directly in. So like when you go ahead and like pull it
Yeah.
up on anything, it just links over to a tutorial, and I mean that's it.
So I will say Battlefield 5 did something really good with that. Like when you click on game mode for the first time in Battlefield 5, it has like
Oh.
it has
Video,
a,
doesn't it?
yeah, it has a really
Yes.
good video explaining the game mode. So I would love for Hell Loose to have something like that if they did go that route. And for every role too, like so if you pick squad lead for like 30 seconds, they'll go into like a nice video and it'll be like, you got to build garrisons and shit. But
Another
I
thing
don't know.
that would be interesting is like if they made like a similar to Postscriptum or Squad. Squad does it probably a little better. Just like a practice field, like a practice like
Yeah.
area. You know, like
Yeah.
a training
A shooting
area.
range,
Yeah, shooting. There
I
you go,
agree.
shooting range. Yeah, that'd be great. So you could just swap all the guns, try all the stuff, respawn it all, and you can understand. And for people that test, like the line guys that do like the tank testing, oh my
Yeah.
god, that'd be great. Just test all the stuff real quick. Super
Yeah, because
easy.
now you're forced to go into an empty server and do it, and you have to have, if you want to test out everything, you have to have a friend with you. You can't do it alone, otherwise you're stuck to, just the leadership roles.
Yeah. But
It'd be nice to have an ability to be able to spawn stuff in as an admin too. That way,
Oh my
again,
God.
because you're not
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for commander.
My dream is for Hell Loose to give the admin controls over maps and what they can have on them and stuff.
God.
Like,
Do you know how
my
much
God.
better that would be to be able to do that?
I would never let heavy tanks happen on our server. It'd be mediums
And-
only forever.
and not like have
Medium
have a
tanking's better
camera
tanking.
too.
It is.
like the little camera roll. Like
Yeah.
take that
Yeah.
out. That's so
Yeah.
stupid. It's so,
I
so
remember
dumb.
being in admin camp before and people using that little camera symbol to be like, "Well, he's streaming, so clearly
Yes!
he's
They still do
He's
that.
showing the
They
map."
do that all
Yeah.
the time.
I mean, he's not wrong. You are streaming, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
wrong about that, which cracks me up.
So silly. It's so silly.
I love when people get upset about that. I used to get in fights with people. There's a couple of Reddit threads, and I know there's at least one Facebook
boy.
thread specifically naming me for getting
hmm
pissy with people yelling at me for not having map cover and shit.
Yeah,
I just,
Used
yeah,
to.
I get that online periodically too, and I'm just like, suck it.
yeah, go play elsewhere.
So
This is why we made our own server. Going back to that,
yeah,
because now
exactly.
we could actually just be like, you could just fuck off. We don't care. We made our own safe space for ourselves. Eat a dick.
Literally.
So Team 17's taken over. Obviously, I'm sure we've all read the new dev briefing, which was unfortunately a little lackluster, but it was nice to hear something, right? So what are you guys' thoughts on like what the future of Hell Loose holds? Like Fresh mentioned kind of it potentially going to Unreal 5 engine, which would be super interesting. It like one of the things I mentioned in my video was I think they're really like just from the looks of it, uh they're really diving more into just Hell Let Loose rather than getting ready for like the closure of Hell Loose and moving to Hell Loose 2. So thoughts, Saucy? Like kind of do you think they're gonna sustain Hell Loose?
I think they're gonna make it their own game now, and I think they might. I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly, I think they're gonna make it their own, but I'm not sure what that entails or what that means.
I think they're gonna make some big changes. Like I
Yeah,
think we're all kind of like, oh, they're not gonna change the meta or anything. I think there's some fucking big changes coming. Like
I feel like we're gonna
big
be seeing
changes.
some. I think we might see some more game modes.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I'm not sure. I'm very curious if they're gonna do the single player like we had seen and heard about years ago.
Yeah.
The single
Um,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
well, I'm not sure if it was single player. It was campaign. I'm not sure if it was like a multiplayer
So
campaign, like
so the
Red
It
campaign's
Ocean
might be like
different
Campaign.
Rising
though.
Storm, where it's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
multiple,
Rising Storm was
like
a
multiple
bullshit
things
campaign.
You
after.
win,
Yeah,
you
it
lose,
might be.
it
I
depends.
think it'll be something like that personally, but
That
Yeah,
I think that was confirmed that way though, because I think Mono or Alpine asked that question a while back, and that's how they intended. Where like the outcome of one battle will impact the next round,
yeah.
basically.
so
I
I
mean,
think we're gonna see some of that stuff, but like
yeah.
I said, I'm not sure exactly. I have zero idea what their full plans are. I mean, we'll see if
Oh,
they
dude.
even hold up the last dev update that for bringing in the British. We'll see if we even get the British
Oh, I
still.
think the British comes later. So this is like my fucking, cut to like the meme of Charlie in the wall. So I don't think we're getting British like next update. I think that comes later this year. I think this next update, because Wombat started referring to it as a health update. So I bet we get maybe one new map that's not British. Who knows? It'll be kind of like out of the nowhere, kind of like how
Cursed,
Remagen was.
and they'll call it new.
Yeah, oh, I fucking
No,
love that.
no.
Give me
My
Chris back.
petition is going to be bring back old SMDM.
Yeah, that's never happening.
They're never bringing that
Yeah,
map
but I
back.
It's
think
Yeah.
such a
this
good
I think
map.
this next update is gonna be a lot of quality of life and like one
You
new
think we'll
map
finally
maybe.
have the loadout bug fixed?
It's possible. But I think we get a lot of quality of life, a lot of maybe features, a lot of bug fixes,
Kursk,
because
hopefully.
and Kursk hopefully coming back, which it
God,
should,
they need
I
Kursk
think.
back,
But I
dude.
think that's the next update. I think they're focusing on like fixing shit before they dive in. And also, if they do ever, it's more speculation. If they do ever go to Unreal 5, I think they want to get ready for that before they start releasing content. I think they do that before they start getting really into more shit.
Yeah, I think it's a
What I
good
would
thing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what I would like to see is I would like to see machine guns actually overheat because
Mhm.
that's been bullshit from day one. When I remember back when those things were laser beams, back when it was still hit scan.
They're
Oh
still
my
I
laser
would
beams,
love
dude.
to see machine guns actually overheat. I'd like to see bipods get fixed. I'd like to be able to lean guns on trees and walls and windows. I'd like windows to actually be at the correct height where you can look out of them because I'm sick and tired of them being at dick height all the time, and you can never shoot out of them half the time. That's the big three like quality of life things. That's what I really want to see. Um, I mean the bugs and stuff. I've just learned to live with the
I
loadout bug.
know.
Just get good with guns. Just get good with every gun. You don't have to worry about it then.
I think some of the quality of life things I want to see is more in like the VFX and the FFX
Yeah.
or SFX. I've noticed like since update 13, when you blow up vehicles, you'll almost look at it at an angle. And so, like, as you're walking or as you're moving or whatever the case is, or even if you're standing still, it'll keep changing the sprite from like both angles and it'll
Yeah.
like turn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would like
Yeah.
that fixed. I would also, my dream, which I don't think will ever happen, but I don't know if like this easy red game can do it. Why the hell can't Hell Loose do it? Dude, cook-offs, like legitimate cook-offs. Like make there
Oh,
be like
yeah.
maybe
That'd be nice.
two
Yeah.
or three different animations for just tanks blowing up, dude. Like,
Or
There's
hell,
no
just
yeah.
fix the camouflage changing colors whenever
I
a
know,
tank
for
dies.
real. There's
oh
no
yeah,
reason it shouldn't be up to post-scriptum standards with as far as, like, vehicles blowing up and explosions and sound
Well,
effects,
remember
like,
they
there's
always said
there's
they wanted to keep it kind of lower grade so that lower performing computers could still handle the game pretty
yeah,
well.
they
That's
need
why
to
we still have to
they need
deal with the draw distance of houses.
God. Yeah, LODs are a whole 'nother
the
fucking issue.
LODs
And then
are
you have
atrocious.
yeah.
They've definitely
Stalingrad's
gotten
the worst
worse.
for it.
It is, I don't play Stalingrad anymore.
Stalingrad is bad, really
That's
bad.
terrible.
I think there was a
Purple
time.
Heart Lane surprisingly got bad after one of these updates. I can't remember if
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
12 or
yeah.
I
13.
will say update 13 has broken. It's a great update. I love update 13 for the most part, but I will say I feel like it has made Hell Let Loose extremely fragile now.
I-
Oh,
Like
yeah.
everything
Yeah,
breaks
I
down.
think update 13 looked like very nice and polished, and like as you play it longer, you can see the cracks in it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like also, what the hell is up with that one LOD? It's one asset. It's on SMDM. It's on Herc Forest, but it's that stack of like,
The pallets?
yeah, the pallets.
Yeah.
What the
Oh yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is
They
up
go
with the
Can't
gray,
see
pallets?
past
like-
that stupid fucking box.
They
But
go
they-
gray real fast.
Dude, they're like, you get like 50 feet away from them and they'll turn completely gray.
Yeah, it turns into
It's
a giant
so
blob.
weird. It's so, and like same with the ladders. The ladders, there's one ladder at the top HQ on SME that's right next to an apple tree, and you get 10 feet away from it, and it's one giant triangle. It's
Yeah.
the weirdest thing. It's
Yeah.
so bad. So bad. So yeah,
There's hit boxes on stuff too that I've gotten. You look out, you think you're like 2
On
feet away from it, and you're
Kharkov,
still
dude,
hitting it.
the trees in
Karen Cam's pretty bad,
Kharkov
too.
are really bad. There'll be like one tiny twig and it'll block an entire like AP
Yep.
round. Like
Yeah,
what the
there's certain trees. It's so hard to
Dude.
tell. And they're different through
it's-
every map.
what,
Like
why,
a Noggin, you could just go through every fucking tree.
Yeah. Like why do we have
Nah,
bullet
not on
penetration on
Yeah.
like machine guns, but not on like goddamn AP rounds? Like what
It used
the
to be
fuck?
worse. Remember before you couldn't shoot through the fences and stuff?
Oh
Remember,
my
you couldn't
God.
drive through fences.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus
The only
Christ.
fence you could drive through was the brick wall with the bucket on top. It was the only
Yep.
wall you can drive through when we first got trucks.
Yep.
Jesus.
And then they would get stuck on anything that you touched it with.
Yep.
Yeah, I just I
Back in
really
my
hope.
day,
I know. You're like a Colonel 100.
yeah, back in 2020, you didn't even have trucks. You had a whole W the entire time, and you fucking rage quit whenever you got to the middle point, and you died right away.
Dude.
Remember before trucks, you had to just run from HQ at the
That's
start of the
you know
map?
what, that was
That-
when
Oh
Hell Let
my
Loose was the
God.
best because
That
people
was
built
wild.
garrisons.
Yeah, because
People
you really
built
didn't have a
garrisons because
choice.
You didn't have a
Yeah.
fucking truck anymore.
God.
Uh-huh.
That's when Hell Let Loose was
Petition to bring that back.
Get rid of trucks.
the best. Yeah, get rid of trucks and jeeps. Fuck it.
Yeah, like
oh god, I've forgotten what that's like.
I would really like to see. Well, I haven't. There's been
Comes
plenty
back
of
with the
times
ninja
where
garrisons, too.
I spawn and they take the
Yes.
supply truck. Like an engineer runs the supply truck, and like one guy will run with the regular truck, and then I'm like, well, guess I'm running. That happens all the time to me. All the time.
The worst is half tracks now. They need to figure out a way to lock half tracks because Jesus Christ, I'm so sick and tired of seeing
Yes.
somebody spawn in and then
The
just take
random
the half track
blueberry?
'cause, yeah, they don't want to
Yeah.
walk.
Jesus Christ.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, and they're like,
Just
no,
gets them
I need to
blown up.
push this in. And it's like, the half track doesn't need to be back at that
Yeah.
base. It needs to be on the next point. It's like, what are
It
you
needs to
talking
be directly
about?
in point. It's armored, right?
Yeah, like there was one guy, I think I was playing on MP at the time. This is a while back, but one guy, like I was commanding, I had this half track. They took down all of our garrisons on the last point. One guy drives the half track straight in. I am screaming at him on command chat. And I think it was a blueberry. And like his squad is telling him, like, why are you yelling at him? And like, I think the admins got mad at me too. They're like, oh, well, I know it's upset. And I was like, listen, I was like, this guy is throwing the game for the entire team. Like, I respect that he's still learning and that's okay. But like, there's one thing where you're like learning and like accepting the feedback and like working with us. There's another where you just drive the bitch right in.
Yeah,
it's like
I don't know.
died
It's
Never
immediately.
forget.
It's funny thing.
Immediately.
'Cause whenever it happens, that's always what happens to command chat. Command chat immediately erupts to who the fuck's driving that half track? Get the fucker out of this
Yeah,
half
all the
track."
time,
someone's
dude.
always watching it.
Dude, imagine on console. Console's even
I
worse.
don't
'cause
want
you
to
can't-
imagine.
you
I don't want
can't
to go
Oh
there.
my god.
You can't kick. You can't vote to
Yeah.
kick. You can just get.
can't
You
select
can't
what
get
server you join
banned. You
either.
cannot get banned on
you just
console. That's
join
crazy.
back up
It's
and you're ready to
fucking-
go.
It's fucking battle royale on console.
I think-
you can
yeah,
do whatever
that's-
you want.
I
Yeah.
didn't think Hell Let Loose was going to do as good as it's doing on console right now. I'm
Dude, it's
surprised
doing
people
really
actually still
well.
enjoy playing it.
I will say I played plenty of times on console, and like there's only been one time I played on console that was terrible. And it was because this commander got in and he would just constantly bomb his own friendlies. Like he would bomb garrisons. And he would spawn like vehicles and like drive them all the way to the edge of the map
What do you
constantly.
expect? He's got points. He's got
It
little
was
dots on his
it
map.
was
He's got to kill.
absurd. It
Doesn't
was
matter. Maybe he's
absurd.
colorblind. Maybe he's
That doesn't
blue-red
help. They
colorblind.
gave that game away for free on PlayStation, so all those a lot of
Jeez,
people
yeah.
got it for free. So it's like, fuck it. What do you?
I'd
have to
still
lose?
want to try it, but I'm not. There's
It's
nothing
it's
out there
fun.
right now for me to get a console.
I just get
Maybe if I didn't
tanks.
have PC, it's like just the fact that I know how good it can be. I don't.
Yeah, I would want to try it
I don't-
just to feel like I'm getting my nuts stomped on. I feel
Yeah,
like
dude, I'm telling
immediately
you.
uninstall.
So this is what console hell loose is like. Okay, no one knows how to tank, and everyone spawns mediums. So you
oh
get
my god.
one heavy tank, game's over. That's it.
Jesus
like
Christ.
you'll
That's-
roll every single
that's
time.
Fresh's dream right there.
Every
No, it sounds boring.
single time.
That's
Oh.
we get into those matches on PC and it gets old
Minimum-
after a while.
That's why I'm
Minimum
starting to
100
whenever I get
kills.
into tanks, I'm trying to like stop using Panthers now. I'm gonna get back into using Tigers.
Yeah, dude.
Minimum
That's what
100
Tiger
kills.
Tuesday's thing.
It's beautiful. It's
Oh
beautiful.
god.
I heard
We could
someone
talk
else
about
playing that
Holy Tanking
current
forever.
anyway, yeah, like oh man, it's just console. I feel like quality of life, main focus, grenade, like the regular glitches, right? Like the grenade glitch, the freaking.
Thought you have to get that grenade glitch. I've never
I
had
get
that.
it
It's not as bad as
sometimes.
as people make it sound. It's nowhere near as
Yeah.
bad as the loadout. Like it's
Loadout's
like,
the worst.
yeah,
That is
loadout
the
fucking
game-breaking
sucks.
bug, especially for tankers.
yeah.
Man, you remember the one bug that they just fixed by update 13, the freaking recon bug? Jesus
that was dumb.
Christ. That was probably, I would say, the
Oh,
worst
was that the
bug.
garrison? Yeah, where they built a garrison and they couldn't you couldn't spawn on it.
And like the
It was
recon,
to
the
fix
poor
another
recons.
exploit too. That was the most
Yeah.
helpless bug ever. Like, oh, we fixed one thing, but we fucked everything else up on
Yeah,
progress.
it was so funny because it was like, I remember recon is like trying to do their job, and it's like, oh yeah, I went ahead and I put a garrison for you guys. I ran all this way, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you do that? Like recon's just getting bitched at. Oh, it's like,
Man.
don't touch that. So funny. Oh my god. But yeah, man. So Saucy, you play a lot of tanks, right?
I have. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into infantry stuff.
What
yeah.
He
uh
wants to hate himself again.
I know. Well, let's talk about tanks
Infantry
real
was
quick.
what I
and
was known for.
well, infantry. Well, with tanks, what are some of your favorite tanks that you enjoy playing, and like, what are some of your best practices? I guess you'd share with like new players.
I like the 75 medium. My favorite tank is the 75
Really?
medium.
The-
Yeah,
the new
I
one
think
or
it
the
drives the
original?
best. The
You're
new
a
one right now,
freak.
the one that's in right now.
That is.
I think
probably
it drives the best.
Jesus.
I think it's just a great tank. I just like the 75 medium. I don't know.
I would say the 75 medium before the update was the best. Like driving.
I think yeah,
Oh, the
I think
old
it drove
one,
a
the
little
old
bit
one.
better.
yeah, the
The
old one.
hitbox is way better too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like the 75 medium now. I mean, I will obviously take out a 76 because it's the only thing that can deal with
Yeah.
anything that the Germans put out. I like how fast the Panther is. I feel like the Panther needs knocked down a little bit. I feel like it has too many advantages with how fast it is and how fast it reloads.
Preach.
But I do like the Tiger a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into Tigers when I do tank now. I want to get back into
I think Tiger
slogging
looks
it out,
beautiful.
I think. Yeah,
Tiger's
Tiger looks great.
Beautiful tank for
But I
sure.
still use Panthers every once in a while too. And as far as like, it just keep moving. I think that's probably the best thing. Like, it's just you don't want to sit. I personally, I like playing a little bit more defensively, like longer range engagements. I don't like getting right in the face of another enemy tank. I like trying to, if I can get a shot that's 500 meters or longer, I'm happy. If that's my range.
Gonna bring Curse back.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, curse back. And then just I like finding like I don't know, Hurricane's probably my favorite tanking map right now. Especially if
Really?
you're in allies.
Very
It's-
underrated.
It is
Very underrated tank.
I
map.
it
I
is
don't like
the
that at
hidden
all.
gem of tanking.
I mean, that's
what,
like
what do you like about
a
it?
good
though?
crew can excel on fucking Hurricane.
It's that. That's exactly what
Yeah.
Fresh said. A
I
good-
think-
it's great. There's all these little hidden windows that people aren't going to expect to see
Yeah.
a tank at.
Yeah,
And then
can
you
get real
have
creative.
it's long range tanking again because you don't want to
Mhm.
really cross the river, so you're duking it out across the river that goes
See,
across.
that's why I like Kharkov, but I think where Kharkov does a lot better than Hurricane, and the reason why I don't like Hurricane is because I like being able to go ahead and have like moving tank battles. I like outflanking and outmaneuvering, and I think
Oh
that
yeah.
why I like postscriptum tanking so much is because all the tanks are viable because they can move and they can maneuver and they can flank. Where like hella loose Herkin is like, okay, I'm gonna sit right here and I'm in a cheeky spot and I'm just gonna lob shots all
See,
game.
that's like again, that's my
That's
tanking
miserable.
style. Those I
Yeah.
like
I hate
sitting and
that.
stuff.
I love
I
being able
do.
to
I
go
have
ahead and go
spots
back
that I
and
like moving
forth,
around.
move around. That's like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
Um,
we've seen you tanking on my Monday streams. You are constantly moving. I can never look at your
always,
fucking tank.
always. That's the idea. Yeah, I
But
just
my
love.
big thing though, whenever I tank, is I always look for what I like calling and I always refer to as the free lane of travel. It's you look for the side of the map where there aren't any points, and usually you'll start looking. If you start looking for the pattern, you'll start seeing it. Like there's usually the combat is on one side of the map or the other. Or sometimes it's in the middle. But it's usually south or it's north, and then wherever that combat is, the opposite map is your free lane of travel. So whenever I tank and I'm moving around a lot, I usually try to make sure I'm using that and checking that because if I know it's there, chances are the enemy tanks are going to know it's there, and if they don't, then that's my free lane of travel to get into their sides and their rear. So that's the one big thing I always look for is where the combat isn't happening, and I just abuse the shit out of that. And it's ridiculous how many times you can get through and get way back behind anybody and start fucking them up pretty easily.
What
A
about
lot of
you?
people don't realize that.
Yeah. What about you, Fresh? What's your favorite? Is your favorite the Panther? I mean, because
I mean, I think the Panther's the most fun.
yeah,
God, my favorite tank though. I mean, I really like the 76 just because you can actually angle it and stuff
That's yeah.
for
I
the
like the
most part.
75 Jumbo.
Get the
That's
fuck out of
that's
here.
that's
Yeah,
my
what do you
favorite. Yeah, I really
if the
do.
75 jumbo had an AP shell that
I
could
would
deal
take a
with a
medium
heavy,
over
I
a
would take
75 jumbo.
Yeah.
It
I just really
drives. It's
like
so slow. It's slower than the IS-1.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so I like it because I think it looks the coolest, in my
It
opinion.
does look
Like
cool.
the color is really nice and the artwork on it. But I also like the uh originally it had smoke rounds where a lot of other ones didn't. So you'd have those like oh shit
yeah.
moments where you could flush them out and then just back up and like take cover and kind of like try to escape. I like those engagements where again I'm
They
moving, doing stuff.
they definitely need to do something with the 75 medium because
It's
it
useless. Waste of
yeah,
fuel.
it doesn't have it doesn't have a space on the map because I don't even think the HE does any bigger damage anymore like it
No,
used to. HE
it's all
used
the
to
same.
be way better now, or it used to be, and it's not like that anymore. Because
Yeah.
I remember whenever if you had a bunch of tanks that were already fucking up the enemy armor, you could go out with a 75 meteor jumbo
And
and just go shell the
flush
hell out
people
of the
out.
next point. And yeah, and just
Mhm.
annihilate an entire point, and your team would go in there like
You get a
nothing was
ton of HE
happening.
with that too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
it's
was
like
ridiculous what it was. But they need to either give it some kind of special round that you can load to take out enemy heavies, or just get rid of it. Honestly, it's a waste of fuel, like you said. If a commander spawns it and you're at 600 fuel and you're begging for a tank and he spawns that instead of your 76,
fucked.
your team's screwed
Yeah,
literally
because it's not fast enough to flank.
at
no.
all. It can just eat 2 shots, but I mean, like eating 2 shots, what are you gonna do? You can't do anything.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
yeah, it doesn't do
just
anything.
delays my death for another second.
Yeah,
What about the infantry? What's like your favorite roles with infantry? Kind of what are you most known for?
my I'm most known for squad leading, and I haven't
Has
squad
to be.
led a lot since 2020.
I mean, that's how I met Saucy.
You know, squad leading.
We
I
did it was
used
an MPA event, and how they did their events was they'd post all the SLs, and you reach out to them and join their squads. I saw Saucy start a squad, so I just DM'd him like, "Yeah, let me get in there." And he said,
Yep.
"Sure." That's how
Yeah,
we met each other.
that
Oh
was
heck yeah.
that's definitely what I used to do all the time. Was like I have how many hours do I have in this game right now? I got to look because it's close to 3,000 right now, and I'm pretty sure like 90% of that is all the squad lead role. I have 2,697 hours right now, and yeah, 90. I would be comfortable saying 90% of that was as the squad leader role. And I didn't play it a lot in 2022. I'm gonna get back into it this year whenever I'm done with my office and this huge move and can actually focus back on gaming. But I used to train a lot of people. Like there's a lot. I can't remember how many people I've trained and shown how to play squad lead effectively and work on getting around and flanking and how to do defense really well. And I kind of fell off of that. I started playing a lot more different roles. So I'd say my second favorite role is definitely German Assault level 9. STG Satchel, baby.
Best class in the game.
I have not even upgraded my assault, I think past like 3.
Oh, dude, you're missing
That's
out.
I could
Ugh.
never play it. I always play squad leader every time.
Yeah, that's kind of the way
That
all of us
that
goes
was
these
me.
days.
I used to play squad lead all the time, and I got kind of sick of it. And after the end of 2021, I was like, I got to do something. 2022, we're doing something different. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
man.
my other levels up, and I still have a bunch of levels that are under.
That's what I'm trying to
I think the
do, but
lowest is level 3 medic. I think.
Oh my god.
I
I'm
just
so
feel
close
that
to all 10s.
really,
Yeah, I
man,
just have sniper and recon left. Snipers on 9, spotters on 8,
Jesus,
and
you
So
I'll
legend.
be
your
done.
medic is level 10.
Yeah.
How much did you hate yourself doing that?
Medic's
I was
pretty
seeding.
easy. Oh,
Just
yeah,
level
yeah.
everything up during seeding.
Oh well,
All
yeah,
the
you do.
nodes.
You seed, so you earned it that way.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the thing is when I play, I'm just like I'll run some role that I want to play, and then we're getting destroyed by tanks. No one's armor or AT, and I'm like, all right, let me go blow some stuff up because if I don't do it, no one else is gonna do it. And there you see all their AT shooting rockets right at the front. It's like, doo, doo. It's like, what are
There's
we doing
nothing
here?
more frustrating than watching a match where you're like, we could win this right now if we were in a tank. And then you get a
Oh
tank.
my
Let the last like 30
god,
minutes and you end up winning the match.
just roll it. Oh my
Hmm.
god.
That's usually how I end up squad leading nowadays. Is I get sick and tired of people not building garrisons,
Yeah.
or I'm like, this. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. I have to go do this for you because clearly you are not working out
Yeah.
as squad leaders. So I end up going back.
I've
to
started
squad leading.
doing that now if no one else is on and I just like have time to kill. I'll go in like our server alone and just play locked solo SL and just like build garrisons and like
It's pretty effective.
defend back garrisons. Oh my god. Just
Yeah.
one person fucking actually trying is more effective than like 30 something people
It
not knowing
really
what the fuck's
is.
going on.
Just gotta watch. You do that too often, you will burn yourself out carrying teams.
Oh yeah, I
I've been
don't
there,
give up.
man. I took a break in the beginning of 2021, I think,
Yeah.
from like a whole month break, and I just streamed to nothing but Mountain Blade 2.
Well, that's the most frustrating part about Hell Loose. It's like if one person could do that, can you imagine if like
The whole
6
team.
people, yeah, a whole
Yeah.
team even. I don't
The
even
whole
ask
team
your whole
actually
team. I'm
did
like,
that shit?
give me half a dozen people actually like understanding and trying.
One other. I'd be happy with one other. I'd be happy when I see a commander building backline garrisons. That makes
Yeah.
me happy.
Yeah,
And
for
that's
real.
rare to see nowadays.
I
My
know.
favorite commander is just sitting in HQ laying down.
Prone in a bush somewhere.
My favorite is driving a supply truck. Drive a supply truck around, build garrisons in the
I
back.
know. Well,
That's
that's how you
literally
know
what
you're
you
in
should
for
be
a
doing.
good time. Then you just need people to fall back and defend.
Yep.
That's
Then
all it
fuck,
is.
then you got a
Again.
good game on your hands.
Yeah,
And
people
you're
don't
like,
realize defense is where it is, man.
yeah. It's so funny because like that shit'll happen when I'm like running commander. I'm like at 7,000 plus support effectiveness, and they're like, "Oh, you were stream snipers." I'm like, "What? You have 200 support effectiveness. Just put a garrison down. What the fuck?"
I always love that shit when there's like a level like 50 machine gunner telling you like how you should play tanks and
Oh
stuff.
my
That cracks me
god.
up. They're like, why aren't you sending your tank in? It's
Well,
like,
that one
dude,
guy the other day, dude, like we're sitting there, we just sniped 8 people off Purple Heart Lane truck. We're trying to turn to the side to like hit the other tank. Some guy
Yeah.
jumps on our tank, blocks Fresh from being able to mark this. I can't see shit. And like he's like, man, what a shit tank squad. And he's like sitting on top, laying down, like on our
like,
scope.
I'm like pinging his foot.
Yeah, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Oh my,
Yeah.
that was
Jeez.
chaos.
Yeah,
Fucking
it
people,
cracks me
man.
up.
Just the worst. But
God.
yeah. What's
I had one guy, dude. I had a good guy this morning. I was
no.
seeding our server. It's like 7:30 in the morning. Like I was just playing spotter because I didn't know what else to do, and this guy joins a sniper. 7:30 in the morning. The first thing he does is he just rips a fucking fart in the mic. Like I just see his name pop up, and all of a sudden just like, I just kicked him with the message. I'm like, it's too early for this. He comes back immediately and just goes, yeah, that's understandable.
That's so freaking funny. My favorite things in Hell Loose though are those. It's like those proxy chat moments where you just run into
Yeah.
like silly people.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was-
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
say that one of the most things, like one of the things that brings me the most joy in the game is seeing other people experience how good it can be for the first time.
Yes.
That makes me so happy when people see like how the game can actually be played and like see how cool it is.
That's what I want to get back
Exactly.
into squad leading, because I used to squad lead, and like the whole purpose was it's like, if you are new to the game, join my squad, and I will help you learn the game. And then just the end of the game, people be like, "Oh, it was really fun, man." And I
Yeah.
just sit there and be like, the
They're, like,
entire time you
surprised
give them
by it.
encouragement. Yeah, the entire time you
Yeah.
give them encouragement. You guys are doing great. You just keep holding this position. You guys are doing fucking fantastic. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
End of the game, be like, "Yeah, this is great, man. I can't wait to play some more." And then they
That-
always come back.
That's how it was with like so Fresh and I have been taking some different content creators out in tanks, and so like I took Sherman out one time. We took Nano out the other day. We've taken a couple other folks, and like it's one of those things where they're just like, I just don't have that much fun. Like no one ever talks, like no one ever works together, and then we're in a tank frying up like enemy armor over and over, and they're like screaming like, "Oh my god, what's going on? Oh my god, oh my god!" Like
Yeah.
freaking out. Like that's the moment I really love. Or like someone's dying on the floor, like screaming for a medic. Bullets are flying over. Like you see a medic like running over, and like someone's in proxy, like a brand new guy, like, "Oh my god, I need a medic over here." The guy blows up into pieces and like crazy stuff like that. Yeah, Mylan, we took Mylan out. Mylan was like having a great time in armor. So
Anybody ever wants to go in with a sweaty squad leader, let me know. I will be more than happy
yeah,
to take you into battle.
What's your Hello
absolutely.
schedule these days? I know you do Daisy a couple of days a week.
6:30. It's Mondays I do the admin streams. Tuesdays I play, and then Thursday, Fridays I do Daisy. Saturdays I do stream Saturdays, but I haven't because I've been working on my basement, trying to get my office done. I was gonna pour the floor leveler today, but I used great stuff, and apparently great stuff takes 8 hours to dry, so
You ain't touching
can't
that.
scrape all that shit off until after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever that's all done, my schedule is going to be changing back. We're going to be getting back into more Hell Let Loose. Daisies, I'm just kind of having fun with right now because that's a fun game.
So walk us through some of your content that you do on your stream.
Mondays, I do what's known as the Roasting and Toasting stream, which is an admin cam stream where we
I like
literally
those.
we just go in as admin cam and we just watch the ridiculous shit that happens, and it's a great way. Also, I use it now to help new players learn or experienced players learn a little bit more. Sweet, more advertisements. But no, I do. Yeah, that's what I use my admin cam streams for, and we laugh so much about stupid dumb shit. And like we saw, I think my favorite clip of all time doing it was, I'm not going to name the player, but I still remember the player's name. Like, and I remember it fucking vividly and clearly. We watched as a guy, a solo tanker in a Greyhound, take on a tiger that was wounded and empty from the front
Oh,
and still lose.
Jesus.
There was nobody in the tiger. The tiger was completely empty. It was wounded. It was smoking. This Greyhound was just blasting shots at the front of it. I think he must have put like 20 rounds into it, and then out of nowhere, a German walks out with a bazooka and just destroys this Greyhound. And they're just
immediate alt
Just
F4s,
Cycle life
goes
and
to
Hell Let
Reddit.
Loose. You just saw like
So
what is this
Pete.
fucking guy? What are you doing?
should have like the Lion King song playing in the background.
And we sat
Oh
there
my
and
God.
watched the
Life of a
entire
tank.
time. But no, it's great because then you could point out like what a team is doing great. You can look at like I like watching Fresh and Raz when you guys are in tanks, like highlighting you guys and like look where these guys are. Look at the view that they're having. Look, I mean, you can see exactly how far they're looking because we can barely even see the fucking shadow that they're shooting at. But look at how far and how much they're engaging. Look where they're moving to. It's a really great way of showing different players and how they play the game, and then how you can kind of expose or not expose, but like use that information next time you play. It's
Fresh
a
baked
great
goods
whenever
exposed.
yeah, like it's a great way to see like how the
Yeah,
general
yeah.
populace of the games play. Like you just see this giant wave of bullshit coming off of a garrison, and you show it, and you're like, this is how you get killed off of a garrison.
Exactly.
You
Like
just
the
you run off of it like this.
the other day, you were watching, and I think we were tanking, and we had 376s, including myself, and like one Panther knocked 276s because they
Yeah.
just charged him. Like
Yep,
what?
I watched
Like
that.
stuff like that. It's so silly. But
Yeah,
that's
and then
awesome.
yeah, like I said, that was the whole idea of starting that. And then, like I said, the roasting and toasting part, you roast them because you're just watching this ridiculous, stupid shit happen all the time. Like the other day, we watched a commander who walked right past an airhead that had just landed to get the supplies that had landed, and he turns around and
Oh
goes,
my
"It was just
God.
supplies."
All been there on that.
And it happens to everybody. That's the only reason that I roast people is because I've been there. It's happened to me. It happens to everybody. You
Exactly.
do dumb shit all the time. And then the toasting part is you see great players, you see great plays, you see teams. It's great whenever you can see a team turning around and win, and like that's the toasting part of it. But then like Tuesdays is, like I said, that's when I get in and I actually play, and I'm trying to squad lead more on those Tuesdays now. But when the office is done and I get down there and moved in, it's gonna be more Hell Let Loose content. I'm gonna get back into it. I've really fallen off last year. Had a lot of stuff happen last year. New job. We lost one of our dogs last year. Just trying to kind of resettling and stuff like that. So this year I'm gonna try to step up into it again, but just got to get to that point where we can do it.
I think it's a good time.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think the game's about to start blowing up again. So
Hmm.
good
I
time to
think so
start doing
too.
content for it.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
really
think
hoping.
I'm one of
It
the
will.
OGs that's still left. I think it's just me, Will, and Squid, and Squid's the youngest of the three OGs now because I
Yeah.
don't even think Dillo streams anymore.
Oh,
No,
so
he's
He
all
Dillo's
let's
been
go
does
down.
streaming. Yeah, he's
he
doing
does Hunt now, doesn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it's me, Will, and Squid are the oldest streamers for Hell Let Loose right now that are still
Yeah.
going.
Will had a charity stream actually yesterday.
Yeah, I
I
did
think.
see that.
Yeah. Will, awesome streamer too, dude. He's such a homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then what other days do you stream? So Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday right now. I do, like I said, I do stream on Saturdays, but right now I'm using my Saturdays, like basically my entire weekend to try to get this office done down in the basement. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday right now. But we'll be stepping that up again a little bit. Hopefully, we'll
Heck
see.
yeah. Um,
Definitely gonna get more Hell Let Loose content in though.
Yeah.
heck yeah. What is probably like, and this kind of questions for both you guys. What is your overall best, most memorable moment in Hell Loose, you think? Like funny, crazy, whatever it is. Like a crazy moment that just comes to mind.
God, I have so many. There's a couple, but I remember there's one that when I first started. So I got into tanking because there's a dude named Bayou Banana out there who is the godfather of beer. He's the one who started the group. He's like just get in the tank, and I said okay. And that's when all that happened. But there was one of the first tank matches we were doing, and it was on Foy, and it was Southern Edge or whatever was the main point. Remember we drove a Panther up there, and it was like just our tank, and its last send in the dying minutes, and it was like Garrison letting out here, tank rolling up on the right, bombing run coming over, and it was just like a movie moment, dude. Like one of
Yeah.
those moments you're like, holy fuck, this is epic as shit, dude. That was a really good one. And then also my favorite tank kill of all time is on Carrington in a Tiger going up against the 76. And then the 76 was a good crew. They had us pinned down, and it was through a hedgerow corner, or a little opening in the hedgerow. So we got out, and it was myself, Jack, and Marco, and they threw smoke in front of the tank on the opening, and I went around the other side of the hedge and pinged the 76 through the smoke, and they shot it through the smoke, and that's still my favorite
Dang.
kill from the whole time. It's the little smoke screen trick.
Those are
This
crazy
never
shots.
been a get fucked on harder moment in
Yeah.
tanking than that. I feel like.
Heck yeah.
I
What
think
you
mine
saw?
is the first time I got Genghis Khan was when Hurricane Force was new at Update 9, and I just did nothing but sit on artillery the
That's
entire
like
time.
original
And
Herkin?
no, not original Hurricane. When Hurricane was new, Update 9, new Hurricane when
Got
we
okay,
first got
gotcha,
that
Yeah.
one.
gotcha.
Yeah, I think up it was. I know it was Update 9 is when it
Yeah.
happened. But yeah, I sat on artillery gun the entire match. Never had to deal with anybody coming back to kill me, and I got 165 kills, no deaths.
Jesus
Just with
Christ.
a 2 meter artillery spread on that map, it was disgusting. And then the other time would probably be going out on Foy with Captain Adam and Noodle Arms back when the recon car meta was still a thing, and getting like 30 vehicle kills
Oh god,
with that.
disgusting times.
It was hilarious. I made a video of it on YouTube, and it's fucking hilarious.
That's
Because I
awesome.
think they ended up getting like 2 tanks before, and then right after that we got like it was ridiculous. I think I ended with 27 vehicle kills, and they ended up with 30 or something. It was
Holy.
ridiculous, and I think we only lost maybe like 2 Greyhounds.
I
Yeah,
think
that sounds about right.
my like most memorable moment I think was this is before Genghis was a thing. So I think Genghis was added only uh a couple updates
Achievements in
ago.
general got added
Yeah.
at some point. They didn't have achievements for a long time.
No,
So this
that's
is
how I
like
got it because I don't even think Update 9 had a Genghis Khan. I think I got it
Yeah.
afterwards.
yeah.
Was Update 10 achievements? Was it
I
did it
think
come that
Update 10
Think
late?
was
so.
achievements. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I remember I was playing Omaha Beach Offensive and I was playing with some like veteran dude. He was kind of a jerk, but like he knew what he was doing. But it was such a good time because we were playing German. We hopped up on the cliffside, got an AT gun, dude, ripped through people, my guy. Like that was my first time I broke 100. I think we ended with like 130 something kills. Before I ever started streaming, before any of that, and we were just punching those shots right into the landing crafts, all the tanks. And like, I mean, obviously now, like, I know how to do all that stuff, but that was the first time where I was like pulling crazy amount of kills. Like, not normal, you pull like 20, 30 kills when you first start or something like that. But dude, 130 kills. It was so ridiculous. They started shooting back at us, missing. We were knocking their tanks. Man, that was such a good time. Like, oh my God. I think another really memorable, probably one of the funniest moment, Fresh, it was you and I can't remember if it was like the charity stream or it was just a stream we were doing together, but it was the admin cam one. The first one we actually like talked to Husk. I will
Oh
never
yeah.
forget that, dude. Husk was running around and like we're looking at all this action. We're talking about the flow of the map and stuff, and we see this guy like pass by him and hear the proxy chat. We're like, wait, what's that? And it's like Husk talking. He's like, "What's up, boys? What are you up to?" And he just like every time we're like in the middle of the shit, Husk just like slowly walks up to someone and just starts talking some
The comedic
random
timing was pretty fucking perfect.
dude. It was so funny, and like he would never go to shoot anyone. He's always just talking.
It's his thing.
It was so funny, but like that proxy chat, dude.
Yeah.
We still need to
Iconic.
get Busco his Genghis Khan, don't we?
No, we got it.
No, I think we
Oh,
got
you
him.
got it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
okay.
him the Genghis with him, me, and Vade actually at Kharkov.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was
Good,
a
you finally
great
got it.
one.
There's only a couple people left that need it, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
Busco
like
can
one
still
or
hang
two.
out with us now.
I know.
Pretty soon we're gonna have to start cutting fools.
Yeah, we're gonna start cutting people who don't have Genghis.
I got Scav.
Oh, you got it twice now, Busco. Okay,
Dang.
okay. I think I'm
Yeah.
up to 4.
I think it might just be Bruges that needs it.
Is it just
Damn.
Bruges?
Just Bruges.
Bruges get
I've
good.
only ever gotten it once with the infantry. Every other time has been in tanks.
For you guys that
And
don't
it's
know,
always been accidental.
Genghis, what we're talking about is 100 kills with no deaths. So it's a Genghis Khan achievement.
Yeah.
It's very difficult if you're not running like armor or like arty. That's the easiest way
Yeah,
to
you
get
can't
it.
do it with arty anymore. I'd say it's harder to do with artillery because before
Yeah,
when I got it, that 2 meter spread,
You
you
can
could
do
just
it.
park it on a garrison and just
You
shell the hell
have
out
to
of a
do it
garrison.
on offensive. The easiest way now
Correct.
is to do offensive defending because they can't come
Correct.
back and get you just yet. It's not even easy to do in a tank anymore because of precision strikes.
Right.
So it's
right,
it's
right.
hard. It's hard to do it now.
Dang. Yeah. But man, hell loose. Some good, some bad. But I mean, met you wonderful gentlemen through it. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. Dude.
So any closing thoughts?
What games everybody's looking out for?
Oh,
What's
dude.
on your everybody's radar right now?
Well,
What's
right
the
now
next
I'm
big game?
like I wish I had more time to play. Like we booted up Sons of Forest yesterday. We played for 3 hours, 6 of us, and that is some of the hardest I've laughed in gaming in a
I'll have
long.
to try to get that. I need to get
long
back
time,
into
dude.
gaming with you guys. I
They're all
like this
playing
new
it.
job I have, but I
Everyone's
can't
addicted
get
right
ever.
now.
My schedule doesn't line up with you guys anymore, man.
Dude, in 2 weeks I'll be on your time. My wife's out of town for a week, and so I'm gonna be online.
Shit, yeah, 'cause I need
later
to
at
play with
night.
you guys more.
I might even creep into Rasbora hours. We'll see.
Hey, oh,
Yeah,
those are the
Rasbor's-
forbidden
Rasbor's
hours.
the nighttime guy. He's the guy that carries you through it for hell loose at
Rasbora
night.
gets the freak hours, dude.
My hours, like you just don't know who's on. It's just chaos.
you're-
It's guaranteed chaos, and it's
Yeah.
just you're gonna have a bad time regardless.
Yeah, but
but
Sons of Forest right now is a good time. Like I cannot wait to play more of that outside of Hell Let Loose. But I'm not gonna make content on it outside of TikTok and shit.
It is 8 people max, I believe, isn't
Yeah.
it?
If you have more than 8 people playing at once, that's impressive.
yeah,
I can't remember the last time we got 8 people playing anything once.
I'll be honest. I've been playing a lot of Ready or Not, man. Ready or
Yeah,
Not
you
is
like
a
that one.
blast. Yeah, you got to try it, Fresh. It's super
know, I
fun.
need to.
Super,
We need to
super
get
fun.
you in because it's a blast. It is
Yeah.
hilariously fun.
Just need more time.
It's
need to get
Especially when you
fired
go out with
blast.
the beanbag shotgun. The beanbag shotgun.
Oh my god.
Dude, you give me a beanbag shotgun, just like go straight for people's dicks.
Oh,
Like,
dude, it's
the
that's
best.
content.
Have you ever watched I was comparing it to Batman versus Superman. You know that one scene, I don't know if you guys have watched the movie, but like Batman punches the one guy so hard that his center of gravity actually doesn't change. He just flips like this. And it's in the trailer. So that's what the beanbag shotgun does if you shoot someone in the face with it, and Ready or Not. It hits them so hard that their center of gravity never changes. Their head just gets hit by the beanbag and hits the ground like this. It's
my
so funny. God, I love that one. So funny.
I'm still waiting for Stalker 2. Stalker 2 is the only reason that
Yeah.
I even have this computer.
God,
I built it
it's-
literally in 2022 because GSC Game World came out of the woodworking saying, "Hey, we're back in business and we're working on Stalker 2 again."
That's
What's the
awesome.
release
I
date
am-
for that now? It's
that's-
like fall. Or
December.
what?
December this
December,
year.
fuck. Oh my
I
god.
mean,
Where,
you
where the devs
have to
based out of?
understand Ukraine. Their
Yeah,
country
yeah.
got intact.
Yeah.
One of
Gotcha.
their developers actually was killed in the war.
That's
He actually went to
crazy.
go defend. So, I mean, it's a crazy story about them trying to come back and get this game done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pumped for it. They have Xbox money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna I'm buying it regardless. I know it's probably gonna be bug filled because that's what Stalker
That's
is.
whatever. Every game's bug.
That's what Stalker. I mean, that's the Stalker experience though.
Yeah.
If you never played the first Stalker in like vanilla, right off the installation with no updates, and you have never experienced the X-ray engine, I don't think you're a true Stalker fan. But no, I'm pumped for that game. That's literally the game that I've been waiting for since like 2013.
Heard it's really good.
It's fun.
It looks
it's a
good.
really fun game.
The new one looks really good too. Like I've never been in the Stalker, and even this one, I'm like, I'm in the Discord now, and I'm like, I'll probably be playing this.
I will say, if anybody's interested in trying like any of the older games, download Stalker Anomaly. I don't think you have to have any of the other games, and I believe it's free to play. But it squishes all 3 of the original games together. And it adds so much more content to it, and it is a blast. It has its original storyline, so you're not going to get like the storyline from the game. So it's its own storyline. But play it. I mean, it's a great time to fucking play, and just hop in and then see what it's like. It's cool. I mean, it was one of the. I think it's better than Fallout. I've always said it's better than Fallout. It's more rooted in like reality rather than Fallout. I don't know. It's fun.
I'm excited for. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've always liked that kind of stuff too. I mean, I don't know. Weird. It's weird that I'm kind of like into like the old Soviet bloc technology shit. So like, I've always been interested in Chernobyl and all that stuff.
Did you ever play the Metro games or anything?
Oh yeah, I used to play.
Heard that's good.
I never played the Metro games were some of the original GSC Game World guys.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Split and made those, and then I think some of them are in Tarkov as well. Some of the original guys went to Tarkov.
Oh god, I wish I could just I could go on about Tarkov for days. I don't play it anymore because I don't have time. I wish I just win the lottery so I could just play it all day. I need to play that game from sun up.
That game is a
lottery.
lottery.
Dude.
Yeah,
I know. I'm fucking down, but I just don't have the time for it.
I'm really excited for 6 Days in Fallujah. I hope that's good. I really hope that's good. I mean, if it's not like Ready or Not, I don't think it'll be good. I mean, Ready or Not is pretty hard to beat, I feel. And then Burning Lands looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's ever going to come out, but
we'll see. I mean, they still have yet to release anything.
All these games.
Yeah.
There's so many of these tactical shooters. So just like,
okay. My big thing about them, like we were talking about that Glory to the Heroes game. I'm probably not going to play that game that much. I really am into more.
It got delayed again today, dude. The alpha got. It was supposed
did it again? I hopped on.
It's like Tuesday now.
I didn't go in, but
yeah, it's like fuck.
I'm interested in all these FPS like war games, but only if they have like a true legit squad setting to them. Like I like.
Hell Let Loose you were showing me.
Hell Loose, if it doesn't do a lot, to perfection, but goddamn the squad system, and it's fucking phenomenal.
That's like, I mean, I don't like hopping into like games like Battlefield where you're on a team, you're technically in a squad, but you're really just not much.
Battlefield 5 is still pretty fun though. I
played the fuck out of the Battlefield 5.
We were playing Battlefield 5 recently, and
getting a tank crew together in that is fun as shit.
That was
really keeping that tank alive is really fun.
Yeah,
but I don't care what anyone says about that game. It's so fun.
Yeah,
but as far as war games coming out, man, I'm not sure if there's anything out that I'm really super excited for right now. I think Hell Let Loose is just it's scratching that itch for me right now.
It's hard to go away from it. It really is. Every time you go away from it, you come right back to it.
It's like such a good medium between like something like Squad and like Battlefield, because I feel like Squad,
I would say it's Battlefield Plus.
Yeah,
it is. It really is.
It's just Squad's too much for me. I mean, Squad I think is just too involved. And I feel like it kind of plays like Postscriptum.
If you could take Hell Let Loose and give it like Battlefield 5 graphics and sound and like mobility and shit, like oh my god, I would fucking
and destruction, dude. Could you imagine that?
It'd be so fun.
And I came from the whole world of Arma, where it's literally one of my most fond gaming memories ever. Is we had a 6-hour-long firefight with a small military base, and it was literally from the minute I remember walking up. We were on a mountain road, just walking up this mountain road, and then our lead guy just drops from a single shot, and then from then on it was 6 hours real time.
Jesus Christ.
In a single firefight, and me and one other guy made it out, and we couldn't even walk on our legs anymore because we got shot so many times.
Arma,
that's so crazy. The stuff I love.
Yeah,
we got to get into it, man. We got to get a group of people together, and I will take you all through a good Arma game.
And Hell Let Loose over a middle point is fucking one of the most
Yeah.
satisfying things in gaming right now. I feel like.
You
Also,
know,
like
imagine taking
getting
that out to 6
destroyed.
hours and
Yeah,
not
I'd
actually making
Jeez.
progress.
That's too much.
My
That's too
eyes would be
much.
bleeding, dude.
Hell Loose is already long enough.
I know.
Oh my god. But that'll do it. So guys, again, huge shout out to SaucyMuffin. If you guys have never heard of him, I don't know if you're living under a rock, check out SaucyMuffin. That's a shout out for him. We also got Mr. FreshBakedGoods here,
Hello.
our YouTube extraordinaire, the man, the myth, the legend. Check him out on YouTube. But Saucy, thank you so much for being here. Fresh, of course.
Hey,
Always.
thank you guys.
Yep.
Thanks for helping out.